Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo and we're here at the South Park Center and I'm here with a team from Raashi. Let's take a look at the clip. Thank you all so much for being here today, and thank you for bringing your film. I honestly was just so touched by this story, and I couldn't believe it was a music video because, you know, it just had so many great, amazing, talented people, both on camera, in the music, everything. But for those that haven't seen it, tell us a brief synopsis.
So Raashi is about a young creative who's struggling with her work and reaches back into her past to a friendship that inspired her and actually ends up inspiring her work going forward.
And I'm so fascinated because, you know, in a music video there's so many combinations, and I always wonder how does it, what happens first, obviously, because, you know, you get the song and then where does it go to next, and how did this wonderful team come together, Dominique? How do they go?
I actually need to toss that question over here because I was brought on as a third partner on this project.
So it started with?
It started with Raashi and I. We've known each other for, like, we met through Dominique, through USC. And Raashi kept uploading a bunch of videos and these self-made music videos, and I reached out to her and said, why don't we do something together? And so I'm a DP, so I don't direct, and so I figured with her music we needed somebody to kind of lead the team and help us out with the voice and the story. So we brought on Dominique, and that's how it all kind of
So Raashi, you're the central person that said, right,
she brought everyone together.
Because it's so interesting, because in a film it's kind of almost reversal, and in the music video it's kind of the other way around as well.
Yeah.
So how did it all start for you, this wonderful piece of music,
so much.
honestly?
Well, we all went to the same grad school. We all went to USC, and I'm a film composer, so I've actually scored both of their films. And with film, you know, the music is always after, but we wanted to do a music video together, and obviously the music is the central thing in a music video. So when I had written the piece, I had reached out to, after we spoke, I talked to Adriana, like, let's do a music video for this piece. And the song itself, you know, it's about love, it's about vulnerability, it's about a memory of a relationship, of a friendship. And these are all universal messages. But because it's in Hindi, we wanted to do something that would be, you know, universal and kind of bring everything together. And so that's why we got these great kids cast in the...
They were so good, weren't they?
They were so good.
They were really great.
Oh my goodness, so endearing. Like, how was that process for you? How did that come about?
You could take that.
I think it was my first time personally casting kids, and it was definitely a different kind of audition process than I'd ever been in. With kids, it's so much easier for them to just reach into their imagination and surprise you, and it feels so much more natural. And I think that that's actually a little bit about what the music video and the story is about as well, is being able to reach into that childhood innocence. And so were we asking them to describe their favorite toy to their best friend or something like that?
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a different kind of exercise. There were no because it's a music video, there were no sides or anything. So we just had them, you know, pretend that we were their best friend, and you felt it from some kids. You felt like, oh my gosh, I can see you as my best friend. And that's really cool.
So the song itself is in Hindi, and the lyrics are penned in Hindi. It's sung in Hindi. And when we decided to bring the kids on, it was because Adriana and Dominique thought that the song had an innocence to it. The vocalist the main vocalist who sang on the track, she has that innocent quality to her voice, and so that's why these two were like, you know, what if we tapped into a childhood and kind of brought that, and still we wanted to tell a story. You know, we're all filmmakers, so we we wanted the music video to be like a short film.
Yeah.
And have a beginning, middle, and end, and have that progression.
Yeah.
So that's why we had it as, you know, they're kids, and then it fast forwards to the adult.
And you picked up on something that was so interesting, is that it's universal. Like, I think there's something that about this video you created where you almost like, you can't help but go into your own personal reflections of what maybe experiences you had when you was a child, and how beautiful and sweet those memories, you know, generally are, of those kind of first meetings you have new to the world, and those kind of friendships and relationships that you discover when you're just so tiny, and looking back on that when you're older, it's the weirdest thing. There's so many different dynamics. I love that, you know, you're kind of, you know, you do film scores, and it's like, and you're like, I'm gonna do a music video, you know. And I love that you kind of come from that different sort of dynamic. Actually, for you, Adriana, like, how, as a DP, what do you do differently for a music video that you would do normally for, just say, a short film, for example?
Film?
Was there any different things that you had to do, or different techniques you used?
Well, I think that for this music video, because it kind of had a story to it, it kind of had its traditional storyboarding system. Yeah. But the beauty of shooting music videos in general is just that you realize when you get on set, there's no real structure, and you can capture whatever you need. So actually, a lot of the shots, some of the shots between the kids was actually me just rolling without them knowing. And that's the beauty of just, like, I think music videos in general, is because there's no actual, I mean, there's a story, but there's no actual, like, you know, okay, cue your line, let's say it, all right, we got it in the medium, let's move on to the close-up. It's more a thing of, like, capturing the moment, honestly, on set, or, you know, or in wherever you're at. And, you know, having shot this one and then a couple of other music videos, I feel like that's a very consistent thing in music videos. It's just getting the emotion of the performer, or of, you know, the actors. And so, yeah, so that was the different part of it, was just kind of capturing a moment versus being like, all right, we got our wide shot, cool, let's move on to the medium. Great, we got that one too. What else does the editor need? It was more, you know, so a little more natural, I feel like. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I think you got, like, obviously a wonderful team. It must be great to work with people that you love and that you trust, and that's such a great journey that you're on. What was the biggest challenge you kind of felt? Obviously, you've got this great dynamic together. Was there any challenges that you faced making it?
I would say a major challenge was just that when we made the film, we were still students, some of us, not all, but some. And so when you're a student, you're juggling so many different opportunities and different projects at the same time, and trying to find a time when everyone is available to, you know, do the
it's
thing.
Tough. Yeah, you've got midterms and all these other things as well, and thesis and stuff. Yeah,
so I think that we were really successful in that everyone felt like they could jump in and be part of the process and give input, and I think that makes a project stronger when everyone feels collaborative in it.
I think one of the things that I'm loving about this sort of almost feels like a new surge of music videos, and just how we look at them, how we treat them. They are like these artistic, beautiful short films. And I feel like we lost that for a few years. You know, we sort of lost MTV, and then it all became YouTube, and there's too much content, and now there's these beautiful pieces that are being made today, which is great when you guys do these wonderful things. What is it like? Because honestly, I felt so engaged in this story, and I almost forgot I was watching the music video, except I had this beautiful music in my ears. But what was it like to have it in front of an audience at NewFilmmakers LA and hear their reaction? What was that experience like for each of you?
I mean, it's definitely nerve-wracking, because you're used to having music videos nowadays on YouTube or on Facebook. You know, it's never on the big screen. So it was really cool to experience it with this audience, and also because the song is, you know, it's in a world music category. It's kind of a niche category as is. So it was cool to, you know, share it with such a diverse group of people who would maybe not otherwise have seen it. But seeing myself on camera is
I was loving that. I was like, I thought you've been an actress for years, you know, and so not years, very young, but but I loved that. Was it weird being on camera? Was that strange for you?
Yeah.
I was like, who's got to pick up all those things off the floor? Poor you, it was you. How was it for you, Adriana?
For me, it's hard to watch your footage on a big screen, because you're a little self-critical, right? And so you're looking at it like, oh damn, I should have done that, I should have done this. But I mean, it's a little overwhelming, and like, you know, Raashi said, a lot of times you don't get to experience your films on the bigger screen now that people are starting to move over and transition to like, you know, YouTube and Vimeo. A lot of people are watching it off their computers and their cell phones. So yeah, anytime you get to see something on a big screen, it's like, you know, go and see it, because it's a great way to really see your work kind of be, you know, like shown. I mean, you're not going to see it often.
No.
You know,
no.
So yeah, no, it was definitely like, it was a great experience, but you know, at the same time also like you're sitting there going like, oh God, I hope everything's in focus.
How about you, Dominique?
I would say to find something else to say about it. I think knowing that there was some time between when we shot this and when we saw it yesterday, just to see how far all three of us have come in our careers, and to look back and be like, oh, like some of those decisions were really cool, and how, you know, like, seeing yourself as, you know, a new filmmaker, and it's inspiring you to take that with you as you move forward, and be bold and be able to, you know, even like you were saying, like make mistakes and feel comfortable with that, and not have it, you know, prevent you from moving forward.
Well, I think one of the greatest things is that we discover at New Filmmakers is that your work doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel like you're New Filmmakers. It feels like you've been doing this a long time, which is just great, because it's a great essence of your talent, and that there's a whole wonderful career ahead for you all, which leads me to my next question, which is, what is next for you both, together or individually?
I currently have swung into working in media for the themed entertainment industry. So I actually do work that is shown in theme parks and museums.
Oh, wow.
And so having a film background, really, like, the commonality there is just being a storyteller. Yeah. And being able to do that in a music video, being able to do that in a film, or being able to do that in an interactive sort of exhibit is the core of that is.
How have you, Raashi?
Well, individually, I do work full-time in television scoring and film scoring. So for the last 2 years, I've been working with composer Blake Neely. So I write additional music on Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, and The Flash. It's on the CW.
Those massive shows, that's fantastic.
And then collectively, you know, I want to keep collaborating with these two. Yeah. Anytime there's a film that needs to be scored. Yeah.
They know who to call, right?
Obviously.
Yeah, so just keeping busy, working on my next album. Hamrahi is part of my debut EP.
Oh, fantastic.
So it's one of 5 songs, and it's actually the first song. And the EP itself tells a story. So this video and this song, because it's like kind of that first step. It's about being vulnerable. It's about you know, uncertainty, and then the EP kind of goes through a progression. It's a story in itself. So now I'm working on my next album, which will be a full-length LP.
Oh well, we can't. It's too much going on. It's fantastic. I can't wait to get it. And how about you, Adriana?
Well, I'm a freelance DP, so I've been freelancing since, you know, for a while now, and just shooting a bunch of different stuff, and I'm about to hop on a musical, which will be a challenge in itself. Yeah. A musical that's inspired by Jacques Demy, so it's singing all the way through, so hopefully this experience kind of trained me for that. But Raashi and I have run into each other a couple of times now on set. We just finished, do you remember Time's Up?
Yes.
We just finished a short film called Time's Up, which is about, it's a short story about a woman who basically gets harassed on her, you know, trip from work to home, and Raashi got to score that, so it was fun to work with you again on that. So we've been able. Dominique, unfortunately, we haven't seen you in a hot second.
I know.
Just meet on red carpets and when you're making projects together, right? You know. I mean, what's great is when you find a great team and you can make something really work. It's very special, and now you've extended the greatness, and I can't wait to see all of your individual work, but please work again together, because we love this video, so thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
No, actually,